Welcome to Tarla Dalal's kitchen. I, Chef Pal, today will be showing you a one-meal Mexican dish called baked Mexican rice with cheese patties. So the first step in this one dish meal would be to make the Mexican rice. So for that, I'm going to heat some oil in a deep non-stick pan. Make sure the oil is nice and hot enough before we add the onions. Yes, it looks quite hot enough. To this, we're going to add some finely chopped onions. You'll know when the oil is nice and hot when you get this sizzling sound. And we'll saute this on a medium flame for 2 minutes. If you have some spring onions at home, you can also use the spring onion whites. They give an excellent flavor as well. So onions have been nicely sauteed. To this we'll add some ginger paste, some garlic paste, and we'll saute this on a medium flame for a few seconds. So it's smelling just amazing of onions and ginger and garlic. To this we're going to add some chopped French beans. I have boiled them. Some chopped and boiled carrot. Some chili powder to give that spice. You can also add chili flakes if you wish to. And we'll cook this on a medium flame for 1 to 2 minutes. We'll stir it occasionally. Our final ingredient and the main ingredient, cooked rice. I've taken basmati rice, which is long grained rice, and salt. Make sure you add little less salt if you've added little salt while you've boiled the rice. We'll mix this gently and cook on a medium flame for 1 minute. We cook this gently so that each grain of the rice is separate and they do not break. So it has been mixed well and a Mexican rice is now ready. So let's proceed to the next step, that is making the cheese patties. For that, our main ingredient would be some boiled, peeled and mashed potatoes. So here they are. Some grated cottage cheese or paneer as you say. Some grated cheese, just a little of it. Some finely chopped coriander. Some finely chopped green chilies to give that spice. As potatoes, paneer and cheese are little bland, we've added a little more spicy green chilies. Corn flour to give that little binding. And finally, salt. Now all we have to do is, as I said, mix it well. You might feel that it's better to mix it with a spoon, but trust me, if you want that uniform mixing, your hands are the best thing to use. As you can see, our mixture for the cheese patties has been mixed really well. Now all we have to do is roll them into small size patties and then cook them on a tawa. So let's do that. So make a nice round ball and then slightly flatten it. But make sure that your edges are nice and smooth. As we're not deep frying them, we're cooking them on a tawa. Make sure that they're not very thick. As you can see, they're nice and uniform from all the sides. So in the same way, we'll roll the remaining patties. So as you can see, our cheese patties has been rolled and now all we have to do, as I said, is cook them on a tawa. So let's quickly do that. So we'll grease some oil on the tawa. We want some nice and golden brown patties. But one thing I would like to tell you, every time that you put the patty on the tawa, make sure that the tawa is nice and hot because it's going to make them crispier and will taste better. If you're going to put them on a cold tawa, they're going to stick and they're going to take a longer time to cook. So please be very careful while doing this. And when you cook the patties on the tawa, make sure that it's not a slow flame or a very high flame. Cook them on a medium flame so they're evenly coated from all the sides. So our tawa is hot. Let's place the patties on them. We've not rolled them in breadcrumbs because we've added corn flour while we've made the patties for binding, as I said. So you do not require any more breadcrumbs. Now all cook them with little more oil. Let's check. They're nice and brown, as you can see. See, they are such nice and crispy as you can see. So now cook them on another side. So our cheese patties have been cooked from both the sides. So now all we have to do is proceed to the next step, that is making the tomato sauce. So for the tomato sauce, the first thing would be to heat some oil in a broad non-stick pan. You might feel that this recipe is a little too time consuming. You have to make the Mexican rice, then the cheese patties and now the tomato sauce. But trust me, it's a one dish meal. So all the efforts are going to be truly appreciated because the taste and the flavors and the combination is just wow. So oil is hot enough. Let's add some finely chopped onions. And some garlic paste. Lots of it. And we'll saute this on a medium flame for 2 minutes. So onions have been nicely sauteed. To this we'll add the fresh tomato pulp that I've made. Some chili powder, oregano, sugar to balance the tanginess, and salt. We'll mix this well and cook this on a medium flame for 2 minutes. I would like to tell you how I've made the fresh tomato pulp. What I've done is I've crisscrossed the tomatoes at the base, put them in hot boiling water and boiled them for around 2 to 3 minutes till the skin of the tomato starts to peel. Then I've drained the water, I've discarded the seeds, roughly chopped them and blended them. That is called the fresh tomato pulp. I would advise you that do not just take the tomatoes, put them in a mixer and blend it. The blanching of the tomatoes and then blending them in a mixer will always give a better flavor. And also, if you're yet a little confused on how to make the fresh tomato pulp, we also have a video for it. You can definitely watch it. Make sure you stir it occasionally. And also that I've said, cook this only for 2 minutes because your tomatoes are already blanched and cooked. So it doesn't require too much of cooking. And now finally, all we have to do is assemble it and bake it. So this is a oven safe dish that I've taken and I've greased it lightly with little oil or butter as you want. To this I'm going to add the Mexican rice that we made at step 1. The beauty about this recipe is that you can keep all the ingredients ready. When your guests come, you can just layer it and put it in the oven to bake. And just lightly tap it to even it out. And the beauty also is that once it is baked, you don't have to shift it to any other things on the table. All you have to do is just put this on the dining table and the guests will serve themselves. Then we'll arrange the cheese patty. So our cheese patties have also been arranged, and now finally the tomato sauce that we just made. Just put it evenly all over it. Because the Mexican rice will be a little dry, make sure that the sauce that we've made, you put all of it inside. You will need it. It will sink in and the taste will blend. Yum, yum and yum. It's just going to be amazing. And finally, some cheese, my favorite ingredient. My mouth is really watering. I think I can just eat it up without the cheese being melted, but we'll melt the cheese, right? So now we're going to bake this in a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. I would also like to tell you, if you're really in a hurry, you can just put this in the microwave also for around 3 to 4 minutes. So it has been baked and trust me, it is just so tempting. I cannot even wait to finish my last line here. But just to tell you that serve this immediately once it's baked and just enjoy it, and make sure that you keep the recipe ready because your guests are really going to ask you for it. So go ahead, make it in your kitchens. Till then, I eat all of this up all by myself. I will try to. Bye.
Download the Tarla Dalal app on your Apple and Android devices. Follow us on the Facebook and tarladalal.com. If you enjoy our recipes, click like. To see more of my recipes, click here. Please share your comments. I would love to hear them. I'm waiting for them.